I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't.
Welcome to the Simone Perrant Show. I hope that your day has been amazing as you are. In today's episode, I want to talk about the importance of why you don't want to compare yourself to other people and that you should thrive in the freedom of becoming who God created you to be. Have you ever looked at someone else's life and wondered why you weren't further along? Maybe they were more successful. They just seemed more confident, healthier, made more money, and they just seemed to have everything figured out. Before you know it, you stopped looking at your own path because you were too busy measuring yourself against someone else's. But here's the question: what if you were never meant to run their race? Today, I want to talk about why comparison quietly steals our joy, our confidence, and even our purpose, and why embracing who God created you to be might be one of the most freeing decisions you'll ever make. We were never designed to be copies. One of the most amazing things about creation is that God never repeats himself. Think about fingerprints. There are over 8 billion people on earth, and not one person has your fingerprints. Not one. That alone tells us something profound. God could have made identical people over and over again. Instead, he chose uniqueness. Your personality, your gifts, your interest, your life experiences, even the way you think. None of it is accidental. We all have different roads. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming everyone should arrive at the same destination at the same speed. But life just doesn't work that way. Some people bloom at 20, some bloom at 60. Some people discover their purpose early, while others spend decades searching before everything finally makes sense. Neither person is behind. They're simply walking different roads. Imagine comparing a marathon runner to a mountain climber. Who's winning? The question doesn't even make sense because they're heading toward completely different destinations. Yet we do this every day with our own lives. You are given your own mind. God didn't simply give you a body. He gave you a unique way of seeing the world. Some people are naturally analytical. Others are deeply compassionate. Some lead, some create, some build, some teach. Some encourage, and some quietly change lives without ever standing on a stage. We often admire someone else's strengths while forgetting the strengths we've been given ourselves. Comparison causes us to overlook the very gifts we're meant to develop, looking inward instead of outward. One of the healthiest shifts we can make is changing where we place our attention. Comparison looks outward. Growth looks inward. Instead of asking, why aren't I like them? Ask, who am I becoming? Instead of chasing someone else's identity, discover your own. Instead of copying someone else's journey, become fully present in yours. The only person you need to become better than is yesterday's version of yourself. Different speeds don't mean different worth. Some people sprint, others walk. Some stumble, some stop for a while. But speed has never determined value. Imagine planting two trees. One grows quickly, the other takes years before its roots are deep enough to flourish. Would you call the slower tree a failure? Of course not. Its timing is simply different. Growth isn't a competition, it's a process. Your authenticity gives others permission. One of my favorite thoughts is this: when you become comfortable being yourself, you give everyone around you permission to do the same. Authenticity is contagious. People aren't inspired by perfection. They're inspired by someone who's real, someone who embraces both strengths and weaknesses, someone who says, "This is who I am, and I'm continuing to grow." That's beautiful. Faith changes everything. From a Christian perspective, comparison becomes even more unnecessary. Scripture teaches that each of us is wonderfully made. God doesn't compare his children. He calls each of us by name. If he wanted another version of someone else, he would have created one. Instead, he created you exactly once. There will never be another person with your exact combination of gifts, experiences, personality, and calling. Your uniqueness isn't something to overcome. It's something to steward. And I will leave you with this. Imagine what would happen if everyone stopped trying to become someone else. What if we stopped competing and started contributing? Stopped comparing and started creating? Stopped chasing someone else's purpose and started living our own? The world doesn't need another copy. It needs the person God already created, you. So today, instead of looking sideways at someone else's life, take a moment to look inward. Ask yourself, what makes me uniquely me? What gifts has God already placed inside of me? How can I become more fully the person I was created to be? Because when you embrace your own path, your own pace, and your own purpose, something beautiful happens. You don't just discover yourself, you become an invitation for others to discover themselves too. Thank you for listening. Until next time, remember this: the greatest contribution you can make to the world isn't becoming someone else. It's becoming the fullest expression of the person God uniquely created you to be.
I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause